What's good? Let's get some more light in here. Alright, so basically I just wanted to share some recent things I've been thinking about, and especially like a couple insights that I got from smoking DMT. So I'm just going to read off like a couple things. Okay, basically when we're like in the personal self and not living as the soul, as the real, I just said we're not really communicating. It's just two personalities or two egos basically describing demands, or you know, like, so I don't know, that's the first thing I wrote. We'll just go from here, and then I'm just gonna like try to kick some knowledge based on some of the things that I say. So we're not really communicating mainly as the ego. It's just two personalities or two egos basically describing demands. And then I said, in true communication, there is no communicator. Basically, like there's no real union. There's like everybody is seeing through the wall of their caricature, or like two minds are never really meeting. Because I see this way, you see this way, and we can share like that's straight. You know what I mean? But no one is really. Everyone is caricatures, and if as unenlightened, I see you as a caricature, and I'm a caricature. But in reality, nobody is really anything. Like this is like a truth that coming to me more and more clear. Like there is no self. There is no personal self. So yeah, that's what I got for now. There is no personal self. It's just like a construct of thoughts that has solidified over time, and then we think we're this thing. So, and then the idea of a journeyer comes. So I am this thing, and this is my idea about what I am. This is this thing, and I must reach something which is over there, or I must reach something which I don't have yet. So this is like the illusion of the spiritual journey. So it's not that we ever actually attain anything. It's that you just deconstruct the what you think, your conceptions of what is. I was talking about my done the other day, and said like just I said my favorite way to reach truth or whatever, or gain enlightenment, is just erase the construct of here and there. It's not somewhere else. It's just if you just dissolve the construct of what you think you are and dissolve the construct of what we think things are, then we're already here. So basically, the spiritual journey is just we're not actually going anywhere. It's just that the ego is loosening over time, and then it just falls away, and then we already are Buddhas. We already are the Buddha. Things like that. I don't know how well I'm explaining this, but so there you go. And smoking DMT also made me realize that most of the time, like, made me realize that most thoughts like don't really matter. Like, most things we think and all this like drama, and I see this way, now I'm like this, before I was like this, and now I'm like this, but now I'm certain this is what it is, and uh, over there, and all this shit, just like most of our thoughts during the day just really mean nothing, and we have this illusion of being journeyers through life, but we're just really like walking like with the walking stick of mind, like with a walking stick of thoughts. So I'm this thing, and I'm growing, and I'm moving forward. uh and then it made me realize like also higher beings and stuff, higher beings, like they don't really care about our plights. Like fuck our individual plights in a lot of sense. They really mean nothing. Like nothing is really happening right now. That's the ultimate truth, is nothing is happening. and it's hard for people, for us to see that. But yeah, most of our thoughts and all our drama and our ego and, oh, this is happening to me, and whether what you might feel like you're a victim or anything, just like whatever you think you are really doesn't mean shit, because you're not actually this thing. We just continually think that we're these things, which we're not. We're just not anything. Um, so yeah, so that's another thing. Most thoughts are just nonsensical and really don't matter, like, at all. And higher beings don't really give a shit about our little plights. It's just once that falls away, then we start being in union. It's like, it's just a useful thing also, maybe just to not take ourselves so seriously, because nothing's really happening, and a lot of the shit we think matters really doesn't fucking matter at all, and it's just all in our head. Alright, so I don't know how well I'm explaining and shit. So the next thing I said, and this one is really tight to me, as I said, I think making plans is just a kind of arrogance. Because, again, this goes back to, like, the egoic personal self. And we have all these projections that we try to fulfill. And life never, at least in my experience, life never matched my projections ever. Ever. My plans, anything, just never work. And I keep doing it, so it's like, now I'm gonna do this and practice this and this, that, and the third, and just never fucking works. So, and this is like a real dope one to me, that I think there's some, like, a realization that I was going through recently. Like, I'm starting to realize, like, planning is arrogance. There is no, like I said, there is no journeying self going anywhere. It's just an illusion. It's just thoughts and projections and ideas, you know what I mean? But we're not actually going or moving anywhere. So there's that. Yeah. I might do this again if I don't think this is good. So then again, I said, when you strip everything down, tear down all meaning, heaven is what remains. So whatever we think things are, if you just tear it down, then there's heaven. Because we're always prone to conditional thinking. I'm this, I'm here. Happiness or heaven is over there and that thing. Or it's always here and there. It's always this dichotomy of me and other. But none of it is real. So my way to, like, seeing truth is the most direct, is just dissolve me and other. Like, where are you really? Where are you? Can you locate yourself? Right? I'm here. Like, what's here? Right? So there's nothing really here. There's no actual you here. There's just the body and thoughts and the body mind, but that's not what we are. You can't say that's me, you know? I don't know how good this video is coming out, but so then sometimes I get into the mode of, like, nothing matters, right? Because I can't end. I'm going deep, trust me, we don't end. There's no end. What we think we are isn't real, and we don't end. So, and don't even trust me, just you'll eventually, we will all eventually see it for ourselves, I think. But so I sometimes get in the mode of, like, thinking I don't matter, right? And giving up. But then I'm like, but I am that, right? Like, I am that. So what reason do I have to grieve? What reason for grief do I have? There's no reason for grief. It's all in your head. It's all mind. Truth is now, you know? And I hope in the process of maybe watching this, because even in my own process of talking about it, the ego starts to loosen and you see that truth is here. There's no me. There's no I'm doing this. There's just a stream of thoughts. And, so hopefully in my process of explaining this, people can start to see, because it's also helping me, because the ego keeps coming back. It keeps reforming. That's why it's important to meditate, and yeah, basically we split the world in two. It's me and that. It's we break the world in half. Everything is conditional. This is good, this is bad, this is me, this is other, self, other, me heaven, me hell, all this, but there's actually nothing there. There's nothing really happening whatsoever. Yeah. So then I said, I said my sole purpose is to have people go nowhere. If I had like any agenda, is that I want people to go nowhere. I don't want people to move from where they are because they're here, and that's truth, and that's enlightenment is already here. Okay. Next thing I said is source gives freely of itself to all beings. If it didn't, none of us could exist for a second. That's another thing. God gives freely to all. Otherwise, we couldn't even be here. But as humans, again, we think in this conditional way that only this person deserves heaven, this person deserves hell, all this, and maybe, I don't know, I'm not like the decider of that, but to me, the heaven is, there's nowhere heaven is not. There's nowhere truth is not. So there's nothing you have to do for it. It's already here. That's the thing. When we're in this conditioned mode, we always think we must do something. I'm me. I'm the me. I must do things. I must do certain practices. Then I get the prize. Then I get the goal. But in truth, in spirituality, just dissolve the entire thing and you're already here. That's what it is. Dissolve the construct of the me, the traveler. Dissolve the construct of what you think things are, because there's really no knowing. There's really no knowing, because thought is ephemeral. So what you think you know is just a thought form construct. It really doesn't, it's really nothing. You know what I mean? It's just so, I think we can just have this experience of a journey here for a bit, and then we return home, and there's nowhere, I can't go anywhere where I'm not. You can never separate yourself from yourself. I'm everywhere, and heaven is everything, so there's no reason to grieve or anything. And then I guess I'll just end it there. There's just some thoughts on DMT I had. I might redo it if I feel this video is not good enough, but I hope everyone enjoys the peace of the real, of the now, because it's freely accessible to everyone. We don't have to do anything for it. Just, for me, just like get out of this mode of thinking it's somewhere else. It's here. Just oh, and the last thing I'll leave you with, right? I told my mans this and he liked this, but not too long ago I experienced samadhi. It was in 2020. After I asked myself the question, my inner monologue, who is it that's speaking and who is it speaking to? Chew on that for a bit. Think about that for a bit. My inner monologue, who is it that is speaking and who is it speaking to? It's a little hint contained therein. Alright, peace.